Has there ever been a case in the history of New York where now the defense turns around and says, listen, we acknowledge it and we accept the true extent of your injuries, and we're going to go ahead and compensate you the full value of what you're asking? You want to know the answer? Come join me as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. I will tell you I'm in practice now for more than 26 years, and it does happen, but very, very rarely. And why does that happen? When the defense recognizes that your injuries are so bad, so severe, so horribly disfiguring, or horribly disabling, now they have to evaluate these injuries. They have to get their own doctor to go ahead and evaluate the records. They have to have somebody examine you to determine whether or not your injuries truly are as bad as you claim them to be. Only if they acknowledge and recognize that your injuries really are as bad as you claim them to be, well, now they go ahead and likely start negotiating with you to determine whether or not they can settle this case prior to going to trial. If they recognize that your injuries really are significant, it's unlikely that they will want to go ahead all the way to trial and ultimately have a jury determine whether or not you have shown that you are more likely right than wrong, that they were careless, and that that carelessness was a cause of your injuries. And then, do you really think they want the jury to go ahead and put a value on the extent of your injuries, especially when they don't dispute them and they recognize how severe and disabling they are? That's when the defense turns around and begins trying to negotiate the case in an effort to get away from the jury putting a value on what these injuries are really worth. Once the defense determines that your injuries really are as bad as you claim them to be, now it's likely you're going to get a call, or your attorney's going to get a call that says, hey, listen, we'd like to start negotiating. Let's see if we can resolve this matter. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what happens in very rare instances where the defense turns around and actually admits and acknowledges how badly you were really injured. In most cases, they will fight you tooth and nail to show that, hey, we don't agree with your position, we don't agree we did something wrong, we don't agree the wrongdoing caused harm, we don't agree with the extent of your injuries. And they fight you tooth and nail on every single thing. But in some limited instances, it does happen where they turn around and say, you know what, your client really is injured as badly as you claim they are, now let's start talking. You know, I recognize you're watching this because you've got questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're contemplating bringing a lawsuit for your injuries, and you've got legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a great day.